Assalamu alaikum all of you. I hope you all are fine and in good health. Welcome back to your today's English class. Now, we already started with the chapter of your grammar, verbs, right? And we completed transitive, intransitive, we completed auxiliaries, and we completed modals, and we actually started modals and can, could, and may. I explained you these three models and the exercise, right? Now, we are going to continue from page number 48. So, all of you in your textbooks, page number 48. So, can and could are also used to talk about ability along with be able to. We use can to talk about ability in the present or future. So, why do you use or when do we use can or could? To talk about the abilities that you were able to do something, right? And can is used for present and future, and could will be used for past. In the present tense, be able to is a little more formal and less usual than can. So mostly in present and future, instead of can, what is more useful and what is more used actually? Be able to. Okay? Come to could. For ability in the past, we use could or was or were able to. Could is more usual. Now, if we are talking about in the past, if you were able to do something and not now, we are talking about actions and that you were able to do in past. There we are going to use could. But if we are talking about what happened in a particular situation, we use was or were able to. Could is not used for past actions which really happened. So yes, for past actions we use could. But if the action actually happened and it's over, okay, it has taken place, then you are going to use was able to, not could. For example, you are having two sentences over here. A girl fell into the river, but fortunately we could save her from drowning. A girl fell into the river, but fortunately we were able to save her from drowning. Now, so we could, if you use could over here, then it becomes chances. If you use could, it becomes chances. But if you are using were able to, it means you already saved her. And what actually happened? You already saved her. It was possible for you to save her. So you will not use could. Why? Because this action actually happened. So if the action actually happened, you are going to use were able to, not could. Okay? In negative statements, however, could may be used in place of was or were able to. If it is a negative statement, it means not. If you are having not in the sentence, you will be using could. Not was or were able to. You will be using could. Okay? Now, on the basis of that, you're having an exercise over here. Okay? So, read these rules again and you can answer these questions. See, both the choices will be correct. But on the basis of the explanation, you can do this exercise. Which is more right? Which model will be more applicable over here, that you have to do accordingly. Okay? Now I am going to start may, might or could. May, might and could are used to say that something is possible or that is likely to happen in the present or future. So what does this mean? May, might and could. We talk about chances that something may happen. Something may happen in the present or future. When we talk about chances that yes, it's possible for this to happen in present or in future, we use may, might or could. It may or might rain. It may or might go to the party tonight. So yes, what does it say? It says that, for example, you may see the present situation. You may see the present situation. For example, you may see the clouds over here, and what you may think that yes, it's possible for it to rain. So what will you say? It may rain. Chances are there that it may rain. It might rain. We use could to say something is possible. Yes, if something is likely, that is that ये हो सकता है. Bilkul, you're sure that yes, this very much chances are there that this can happen. So we use could. We use could. Okay. So may, might and could are used for chances or something that you think can happen in the near future. Clear? Now again you're having an exercise over here. Now see, there is a possibility of rain tomorrow. So here we are talking about possibility. We are using could. So yes, it could rain tomorrow. So if you are using could, it means पूरा आपका cover हो गया. There is a possibility of rain. Off. यहाँ तक आपका cover हो गया किसमें? Could में. क्योंकि could का मतलब ही chances हो जाता है. समझ आया? So this way, in every question you are given which model you have to use, and you can do this exercise accordingly. Okay? Now we are going to start with the next topic, that is your infinitive. Okay, now infinitive is very easy to understand. The infinitive is the base form of the verb. Base form means V1. We are talking about V1. Now V1, V2, V3. This I have already explained you when we started verbs. Right? V1, V2, V3. There are three forms of a verb. Write, wrote, written. Then it says eat, ate, eaten. Sing, sang, sung. Walk, walked, walked. Right? There are three forms of verb. V1, V2, V3. So over here, V1, your V1 is called your infinitive. And if we add to before it, to write, to eat, to sing, to walk, to play. If you are adding to before it, it is called to infinitive. Okay, what do we call it? To infinitive. So the to infinitive is often used after verbs. So yes, to infinitive means to plus the base form is mostly used. For example, over here, John hopes to get a first class. Asma wants to become a doctor. We agreed to leave at once. So to get, to become, to leave, to rain, to post. What is all this? These are all your to infinitive. Infinitive means base form. ये आपका infinitive है. And if you add a to, it becomes to infinitive. समझ आया? And get, become, leave, rain, post. ये सारे आपके क्या है? V1 है आपके. ठीक है? So you understood what is to infinitive? To plus your V1 is called your to infinitive. Okay? Now match the following. You have to match with the correct sentence and you have to join the sentence and write over here. So how you will join it? I am wearing a sweater. I want to keep warm. ये join किया आपने. Now after joining, when you write it as a sentence, how you will write? I am wearing a sweater to keep warm. I want, ये नहीं लिखना है क्योंकि ये already I am में आ गया है ना. So I am wearing a sweater to keep warm. So let me explain you the second one. I went to the post office. I wanted to get some stamps. Now if you join, I went to the post office to get some stamps. I wanted नहीं आएगा. Why? Because you are already joining the sentence with to infinitive. Okay? This is the way you make a sentence. With to infinitive, if you join, तो फिर ये starting का subject नहीं आएगा. Why? Because it already comes over here. Okay? Okay? Now, this is the way you do this exercise. Now come to, we can use the to infinitive after to plus enough. Now, to infinitive you can use with to and enough. ये दोनों वर्ड्स के साथ भी आप टू इन्फिनेटिव यूज कर सकते हो. दो सेंटेंसेस है, आपको ज्वाइन करने हैं. व्हेन यू हैव टू यूज टू और इनफ. ठीक है? अगर आप टू यूज करते हो तो कैसा फॉर्मूला है? टू प्लस एडजेक्टिव और एडवर्ब प्लस टू इन्फिनेटिव. अच्छा, और एक चीज, व्हेन यू आर यूजिंग टू इट विल बी अ नेगेटिव सेंटेंस. आप सिर्फ नेगेटिव सेंटेंस के लिए टू यूज कर सकते हो. समझ आया बेटा? If you are using enough, it will be a positive sentence. It will be a positive sentence. याद रखना. Negative यानी sentence में not होगा. देखो यहाँ पर not है ना, यहाँ भी not है, यहाँ भी not है, यहाँ भी not है, यानी ये negative हुआ. तो हमें कौन सा use करना है? To use करना होगा. And if you are using to, what is the formula? Anil is. पहले to, फिर adjective और adverb. ये आपका adverb है और ये आपका verb है. So to plus your adverb plus your to infinitive, yani to plus your verb. Lift the weight. This is the way you have to make sentences. So let me explain you the another one. Young is your adjective, go is your verb, right? So my sister is too young to go to school. Right? This is the way you are going to use to. Now come to enough. Enough. Whenever you are going to use enough, it will come in between. पहले adjective और adverb आएगा, बाद में enough, बाद में to infinitive. यहाँ पे क्या था? What was over here? You had to use to before. You have to use to before the beginning, before adjective or adverb. Now, and over here you have to use after adjective or adverb. So first, same thing. First, underline the adverb. Sandy is very strong. He can lift. Adverb, verb. Sandy is. Now we know if you are using enough, we have to use adjective adverb first. So Sandy is strong enough to lift the weight. समझ आया? Again, you're quite old. You're out to know. ठीक है? You are old enough to know better. समझ आया? This is the way you have to use to or enough. Okay? Now, again, exercise is there over here. Now, how can you do the exercise? First, you have to find out whether it is negative or positive. If it is negative, you have to use to. If it is positive, you have to use enough. Okay? To use करोगे तो formula ये है. Enough use करोगे तो formula ये है. ठीक है? Underline it so that you remember. Now, Vinod is very poor. He can't buy a bicycle. Can't. It is a negative. So, we have to use to. So, if you are using to, it will come first. Vinod is too poor to buy a bicycle. Okay, this is the way you are going to use to. Now let me show you one example for enough. Now read the sentence. She sings very well. She can perform at a concert. It's a positive sentence, so we have to use enough. She sings. Achha, when you are using enough, you have to use adjective or adverb first. She sings well enough to perform at a concert. This is the way you have to write and complete this exercise. I hope it is understood to you all. Okay, and you'll be able to do it by yourself. If you have a doubt, you can ask in the chat box. And we completed the chapter verbs over here. We will start a new topic in our next video.